Whoa. Oh my gosh, guys. That is what I like to see right there. That is rare. I don't even remember the last time I got 2 in one box. Hopefully we can get one in the 30s. 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody and welcome back to Coinquest. Coinquest, of course, being the series where I take $25 boxes of pennies like this one, go through the rolls and the boxes looking for interesting and valuable coins that I can use to fill in my collections. Now guys, this is actually a pretty big milestone for the series. This right here is box number 25. We started this series almost 5 years ago. It's crazy to think that we have 2 Canadians and 1 2009 in this box, and I said, hey, that's not too bad. Let's take a look at those now. So here's a look at our 3 enders on the box. We got a 1979 Canadian penny, an unidentified Canadian penny there on the left, and then a 2009 professional life. It looks like this is gonna be a good box. Of course, as always, we're gonna be using our Quin Coins penny roll hunting placemats to aid us in our hunt today. As you can see across the front of it, you have all the different types of pennies that you can find in your penny rolls. And then flipping it on over to the back side, we have our score sheets, which we use to rate the boxes and compare them to other boxes that we've done in the past. These are also good for competition hunts if you wanna do it with your friend. And then we also have lists of key date and low mintage coins in case you find something that you're not so sure about, especially when you get back into those older wheat pennies. You can see if you got a rare one. Of course, if you want to pick one of these up for yourself to aid you in your own penny roll hunting, you can head on over to my website at quincoins.com, and I'll put a link down in the description below. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the hunt. All right, guys, it's been a minute since we hunted pennies. I'm definitely excited to get back into them. I think I'm going to start with this mystery Canadian here. We'll see what we got for a date. It's not going to be any older than 1965. Just looking at that obverse, that is as old as that could possibly get. But I'm definitely hoping for some older coins in this box, in particular the Americans. If we could get a nice old wheat penny, we have a lot of spots in the collection. I'll show you that in just a sec, that we could really use to get those filled in. All right, let's take a look at this Canadian and see what we get for a date here. 3, 2, 1, and it's a 73, so nothing super crazy there. We'll go ahead and just move on to the rest of the roll and see if we're going to get anything out of it. You know, I can go through pennies pretty quick. I don't really look through for like errors and varieties like a lot of people do. There's an interesting variety there, the variety of having a booger on the coin. That's why we wear gloves, folks. But you can see right here, I mean, I go through them pretty quick. I'm already about halfway through the roll. It's just kind of the way that I like to hunt. Now, I do like to pull out the 1970 S's because you got a large date and small date on that. Actually, same thing with the 60s, although they're a little bit easier to find in both categories. That one's definitely a large date. Definitely, if you're interested in that type of stuff, you can look up. There's tons of videos on YouTube already about large date and small date and all that good stuff. But we're going to go ahead and move on to our next roll right now. So let's take a look. Which one do we want to go with? We already know that's a 76. Let's take a look at this 2009. And as far as our point sheet goes, this would be our first point on the box. So this would count for 1 point. And then your common wheat pennies count for 5 points. Your lesser, you know, from the 10s, 20s, and 30s, those are 10 points. And then if you can find one off of those lists, those are going to be even more. So these are our first points on the box per se. We got a 2009 professional life right there, actually in very good shape. Let's go ahead and do a quick zoom on that. Yeah, that's a really nice looking 2009 right there. So definitely happy to have that. This one looks weird. And no, it's just a shield scent. For a second there, I thought we had like an older wheat right there. But that is not the case. All right, let's keep moving through these coins, see if we're going to get an old one to pop out for us. There is our first middle of the roll Canadian right there. And what is that one going to be? We'll go ahead and flip that over and find out. It is a 1980, so it'll join the 73, soon to be joined by a 76. I got to keep my eye out for any more 2009s because we definitely don't want to miss any of those. All right, let's keep moving here, guys. See how far we can get into this roll before we find anything, and maybe we won't find anything at all. That definitely has a thicker rim over there on the left-hand side, but not enough to make this anything super interesting. So we will put that one down and get onto our final ender right before we get into the rest of these rolls. So there it is, 1976 is the date. Let's go ahead and open her on up. Let me just do a quick zoom out for you so you can get a full view of it. Now, I'm seeing a lot of copper in this roll. I think we got a good chance for something old, but here's our Canadian to start us off. 1976 is the date. Just looks like pretty much all the other ones, and that's typically the range that I find them in, kind of the 70s, 80s, 90s. It's actually harder to find the newer ones, and as many of you know, they stopped making them in 2012. So it's actually a discontinued coin, so kind of cool to keep finding them down here in the States. There's an 82 Canadian right there. I'll pull that one out. Plenty o Canadians, so I'm definitely happy to see that because we are also collecting those. There's an 1980 right there. It definitely doesn't look that old, but yeah, it's in really nice shape. Actually, this one too, 1968. I think I'll put that one to the side because that's actually a pretty nice looking coin. But it looks like that's going to be it, guys, for the enders. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and get into the rest of these rolls and let you know when I find something good. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. We actually are still on the lookout for 2022s. This is our first box, I believe, into 2022, or at least the first one that has them. So that's actually going into the collection right there, that 2022 Philadelphia. Let's see if we can find ourselves a Denver in our little pile of discards here. All right, I'm not seeing a 2022 Denver, at least right off the top here. So we'll just keep on the lookout for it as we go through the rest of these rolls, and we should have no problem getting one at some point. All right, guys, we are 6 rolls in, and it looks like we finally got our first wheat penny. Check that out. So it's over here on the right side. I was beginning to worry that we weren't going to get any at all. But 6 in, that's not too bad. All right, so here is a close-up look at that wheat penny. It looks like it's in pretty good shape, probably going to be in the 40s or 50s, but we do still need some of those in the collection, so we'll flip it over and see what we have here. 3, 2, and 1. All right, 1956D, like I said, fairly common. We'll check the collection real quick just to see where we're at with the 1950s here. And so yeah, let's open it up to that page. Yeah, it looks like most of this page is filled in. Most of the ones that are missing, you'll notice, are going to be those San Francisco mint marks. So 47S, 48, 49, 54 in the 55. The only one we actually need that's not San Francisco in the 50s is the 1954 Philadelphia. So we'll of course be on the lookout for that, but that 56 Denver is not going to be going in today, unfortunately. All right, looking again at this roll, though, I'm just going to kind of work my way towards this coin that I'm seeing. I'm seeing another Canadian over here, and we are on the lookout for quite a few of the older Canadians. I don't think this one's going to be too much older, though, unfortunately. Oh, there's a 59 right there. Just about made it as a wheat penny. And of course, it's not going to be that rare mule scent, which there's only one known in the world, but we do have a Canadian here. It's probably going to be in the 70s, so we'll flip it and take a look. Oh, 66, not too bad. I will definitely take it, put it into the pile there, and keep moving. All right, guys, check this out. One of the last coins that we were able to pull out of roll number 8 happened to be that 2022 Denver that we were looking for. And that's a pretty shiny looking one. It does have a couple of scrapes, and that's sort of unavoidable sometimes. Is it just me, or does it almost look like that has like a second Denver mint mark right up under the 2? The first 2 in 2022. That's pretty interesting, but yeah, that's going to be going into the collection, and you know what, as a matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and throw them in right now. Here is our Lincoln Cents collection from 1909 to 2009, and actually, guys, I just recently bought a brand new page. This would not be able to expand all the way to 2022. Basically, it only goes up to 2021. That's what there is room for, but if you are able to pick up an extra page, you have room all the way up until, what, the 2040s or something like that. I think we're going to be pretty set for this one for quite a while. But basically, yeah, the 2022s are going to be the first coins going into this page right here. So let's go ahead and put those in now. So we got our 2022 Philadelphia right here. That is the first one that we found, and that's going to be first. And then we have our Branch Mint 2022 Denver right there. And man, it's getting close to 2023 at this point. I think we're going to be putting in even more coins pretty soon here. And like I said, we got plenty of room for them, so bring them on. Yeah, look at that, guys. There we go. We actually got ourselves a Young Head Canadian. Now, I don't believe we need too many of these. Man, that one's shiny. I almost thought that said 2024. That wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, let's take a look at this Young Head Canadian, and then we'll see if there's any more in the roll that we're going to want to take a look at. So here we go. This is the obverse. It looks like it's pretty well chewed up. And we'll flip it over to the reverse to take a look at the date, and it's going to be a 1964. So that's actually the most common one that you find, but we count that for 5 points, just like the common wheat pennies. It's basically the Canadian equivalent of a common wheat penny, so I will definitely take it. It's nice to see that stuff. We haven't seen a whole lot so far. All right, that is interesting right there. That is just really thick. Do you see that rim? I mean, you got to know which one I'm talking about. What the heck is that going to be? And we actually have quite a bit of copper on this roll as well. But I got to see what this is. Why is it so thick? It looks just like a regular penny. Let's see. 86. Almost looks like it is missing its zinc layer or something, but it's just so thick. I do not understand that one whatsoever. I'm gonna put it to the side anyway. Maybe we'll take a closer look later. Whoa, there we go, guys. That is what I like to see right there. Okay, let's zoom in on this. So this is the type of coin that could actually end up going into the collection. We got ourselves a King George VI Canadian coin right there. We actually have a Queen Elizabeth over here. We haven't seen that design yet, 1991. So we'll pull that one out and we'll kind of work our way towards that KG6 right there. Man, I would not be complaining at all if this box just ended up having these. I mean, we already got ourselves one wheat penny. Now we got a KG6. That is awesome. So these were minted from 1937, I believe, up through 1953. So what's this one going to be? I'm hoping for an older one. Let's take a look here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that is definitely older, 1940. That's on the older end, I would say. So let's take a look at our collection and see how we're doing with those KG6s. So right here we got ourselves a small cents, Canadian small cent collection, 1920 up through 1988. And we'll flip it over here to the very first page. We haven't gotten any of the KG5s, which is before 1937. So 20 up through 36 is the KG5s. And we haven't been so lucky on those, unfortunately. It looks like we also haven't gotten any of the 1930 KG6s. We do, although, have the 1940, so that one is not going to be going into the collection today. But as you can see, guys, it's not going to be very easy to get anything into this collection. I mean, we have mostly everything in here already. Even just a few left on that middle page. And then, of course, any KG5 is going to be going in, of course. Would love to find another one of those. I found one on my very first box, and I haven't found one since. So we'll be on the lookout for them. Hopefully this this box has one for us. But that's a really nice surprise. It definitely gets me excited for the rest of these rolls. So with that being said, let's go ahead and keep moving through them. All right, and looks like we got ourselves another 2009 out of that same roll. This is definitely not as nice as the first one we found that was an ender, but I'll take it. 2009's a 2009. All right, I like the looks of some of these coins, especially there's two in the middle there that look particularly old and just worn down. This one is first. Yeah, there we go. We got a young head. All right, I'm gonna put that to the side and let's grab the other one that I was looking at. This one right here definitely looks older. Now it's a 74, so we're 1 for 2. I'll definitely take that. There's some other nice copper looking coins in there. So I'm just going to dump this roll out for a sec here. And we'll take a look at our young head, which we were able to pull out, and see what we're going to get for a date. As you guys saw, we did need a couple of those. I think it's just only the most rare ones at this point that we still need. This one, again, is very chewed up. I don't know what's going on with that, but let's flip it over and see what we got for a date. Ah, that one's another 64. All right, we'll take it, though. Can't complain. Getting some older Canadians, actually quite a bit more of those than we are with the older Americans. So, well, what can you do when you're living on the border of Canada, basically? That's what happens. What do we got here? This is interesting. Let's take a closer look. It's not something that I'm used to seeing, really. Looks like we got ourselves a counter stamp of some sort. Yeah, look at that. So we got a 1976, and it has what looks to be a state stamped into it, and I see CT. So that is the lovely state of Connecticut. Very cool. So I think I've found a couple of these before. I don't think I've ever found a Michigan one, but it seems like they're always on that 76, and I think maybe the reason for that was because that was the bicentennial year, and a lot of people did a lot of different things with that bicentennial year, especially people just trying to sell you kind of weird and random things. This is another interesting one to add to the collection. I should start a whole page in my collection book of just stuff like that, and I think it's almost always going to be on that 1976 where we see those. But that's really cool to see a counter-stamped coin like that. I will definitely hold on to that one. Oh, I think we got ourselves a wheat penny, guys. Finally, we're about halfway through. So it's nice to see one finally pop out. It definitely didn't look like it would. Oh, look at all these zinc-looking, shiny, brand new pennies all around it. But yeah, there we go. We got ourselves our second wheat of the box. I can't believe it's taken this long. And this one looks even better than the first. So we got some nice definition on those wheat stalks. Not a whole lot of damage on it either, especially for being a 70-ish year old coin at least. So let's go ahead and flip it over and see what we got for a date, guys. 3, 2, 1. Of course, 1956D again. All right, well, a wheat penny is a wheat penny, like we always say. Go ahead and go through the rest of the roll, see if we find anything else, and if not, we'll go ahead and get on to the next. Some dirty looking coins here. Looks like some of these have been on the ground. And I do see a wheat penny. It only took a couple more rolls. That's awesome. I'll definitely take it. All right, what do you guys want to bet this is going to be another 56D? I swear if it is, somebody just didn't like that year and they were just putting them into circulation for no reason other than they didn't like it. All right, here we go. About the same condition. What do you think? 3, 2, 1. Oh, 46. Okay, we're switching it up. So we're moving in the right direction there, going back about a decade. And in 1946, I don't think is going to be needed in the collection. Nope, we got all of those. 45S would have been nice, but I'll take a 46. Why not? Whoa, what is this? I think this is going to be a wheat penny over here, guys, over on the far right side. I think I see a 1945 there. All right, so there is a closer look, and yep, that is definitely a 1945 Denver. And we'll flip it over to the wheat side. This one is not in the best shape, although that reverse doesn't look too bad. Not quite as bad as the obverse, which has all that green gunk on it. But I'll definitely take it. 1945 Denver. That is our 4th wheat penny in the box. Oh my gosh, that is a sight for sore eyes right there, guys. Look at that. Wheat penny coming out right over there on the far left side. And again, I feel like there could be more in here. Now, what is that one underneath it? That one looks a little older. Now it's just an 84. All right, let's take a look at this one, guys. We got to get a close-up here. Okay, that's a really nice looking coin right there, guys. Hopefully it's older than the 40s. 3, 2, 1. Oh, come on, 1944. Almost. We're moving in the right direction once more. Actually, think about that. 56D, 56D, 46, 45, 44. What's next, a 43 bronze? I would definitely take that. But yeah, that's awesome, guys. We've been moving in the right direction this entire time. Let's see if we can find another wheat penny on this roll. I'll keep it zoomed here for you so we can take a close look at this right-hand side as we move through. There is a young head right there. Hopefully we can get something older than a 64 because that is all that we have been able to get so far today. This one actually looks a lot better than the last couple that we got. It's not all chewed up like those other ones. So let's flip it and find out what we got here. 3, 2, 1. And it's a 64. All right, nah, it's not so bad. It's not the end of the world. And, you know, as far as the tally on the box goes, that's another 5 points. This has been a 10-point roll so far with both a young head and a wheat penny coming out, so I definitely can't complain. All right, we got ourselves another 2009 here. They have all been professional life so far, so just another professional life added to the pile over there. And, you know, I was just thinking about it. What are the odds that we get something older than 1944 for our next wheat penny? And I was thinking about it. You know, as we get older and older, the odds become less and less because there's just less coins that are older than that. So it's unlikely, but if the trend keeps up, and I have no reason to believe that it will, but if it does, then we'll be on our way to 1940s, 30s, maybe even into the 20s, maybe even into the 10s. And you know what? I have never found a 1909, but if today's my day, then I will gladly accept it. Oh, there is our first newer Canadian penny. And actually, we just recently expanded our Canadian collection. We had some pretty crappy Canadian collections before, but I just recently expanded it. And I was able to find out that there are way more interesting things to look for, especially in these newer Canadian coins. So this is going to be a 2005. Now that's actually that's a good one to look for. Let me grab the collection real quick. All right, so a couple things. First off, I definitely recommend these for your Canadian pennies, these Whitman folders. They show everything, unlike the last one that I had, which also wasn't good for storing the coins. But the other thing is that, look, we got 2 different types of 2005s here. There's the 2005 and then the 2005P. You can see that one is way rarer than the other. So let's take a look and see if we're gonna get that rare 2005P. How do we figure that out? Well, I'm just about to show you. So there would be a P over on the obverse. Now I didn't check when we originally had that flipped, and it would actually be right underneath Queen Elizabeth there. And I do not see anything underneath Queen Elizabeth, which isn't surprising because, you know, the 2005P is extremely rare. There's only 30,000, or sorry, not 30,000. That would make it mega rare. There's 30 million of them produced. And yeah, so this one is not the rare one. It's the one that we already have. It also has some weird grass stuck to it. So I'm just going to throw that into the pile of Canadians and we'll go ahead and keep moving. All right, I've seen a 2009 right off the bat. And this is actually going against the grain of what we've had so far. It is a 2009 formative years, as they call it. And that is actually a pretty nice looking 2009, so happy to take that one. All right, so we got what looks like a cut coin here. It's got some cut marks on it. Look at that. In multiple cut marks on this coin. Who hurt this coin? And how old is it? That's really what I'm interested in. It's just a memorial. Are you kidding me? Of course it's a 76. There's got to be like a conspiracy theory against those 1976 cents. Wow, that's... I'm excited about this roll. This one looks good, especially this coin right here. 76, of course. Of course it's a 76, and the one under it is a 74. Why is this the one that draws my attention, though? That's just... something's got to be going on here, guys. All right, let's dump it out and see what we get. Lots of copper over on this right side, and then bam, look at that. We got ourselves another KG6. Oh, I'm sorry. I was out of focus there. Okay, so we got a Canadian here, and it's an 81. And then we got another KG6. That is rare. It is, I don't even remember the last time I got 2 KG6s in one box. And we're coming down. We got about 10 rolls to go, so we didn't have much more time to do it. We do, however, have a little bit more time to get that extremely elusive 3 KG6s in a box, which I don't know if I've ever even done before. So this is awesome, guys. Hopefully we can get one in the 30s. It would be the first of the series. Let's see what we can find here. 3, 2, 1. 52. Okay, that is at the tail end of the series, I believe. 52. They actually made the young head starting in 53. So that I think is the last one of the series. And whoa. Oh my gosh, guys. I definitely didn't think we were going to be getting something in on this page today, but here we are. 1952. We actually don't have that one. That is amazing. So that is our first 1952 KG6 coin going into the collection after 25 boxes. How cool is that? It has been so long since I put something into here because it's basically filled out at this point. But there it is, 1952 Canadian KG6 going in, and that is our second on the box. Let's see if we can get 3. Oh my gosh, guys, in the very same roll. And look at this. Can you believe this? We are still going backwards. That right there, my friends, is a 1941 wheat penny. All right, so there is our close-up. The last coin we found was a 44. Before that, it was a 45, 46, 56. We are still going backwards. 1941, there isn't much room left if we're going to stay in the 40s. I think we're going to be breaking into the 30s soon. And it's a pretty good-looking coin as well. But yeah, that is just crazy, guys. What are the odds that something like that would happen? All right, we are still going backwards with the wheats. I am pumped for these next 9 rolls, 9.5. We still got a little bit left in this one, and it sure has been treating us well. That is a 15-point roll right there with the KG6 and the 1941 wheat penny, and it looks like that's going to do it for that one. So we'll go ahead and get on to the next one and see if we can keep this train moving. Oh, there we go, guys. We got ourselves another wheat. What are the chances this ends up being older than 41? I'm almost going to be sad and just wish we hadn't gotten any if this doesn't end up being older, because that means we would have just broke our streak. But my gosh, am I happy to see it. This is number 7, and remember, at the halfway point we only had 2, so this is definitely a surprise. Let's see what we got for a date. Please be pre-40s. 3, 2, 1. Oh, so close. We had to go the wrong way for a second, though. That's a 1945 Denver. We actually have another one of those. And if you're looking over there on the left side, that rim definitely has something weird going on with it. It's almost like completely merged with the L in Liberty, and you can see like a double rim going on. It might just be damage, but it's definitely cool to see. And yeah, that's a nice find nonetheless. It's definitely an old coin. It's very worn down. It shows its age pretty well. So that is nice to see, guys. It did break our streak, but I'm happy to have another wheat penny any day of the week. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what else is in this roll. This is our 5th from the end. Actually, I think 6th from the end. We got 5 more to go. So we still got some chances. We might be able to get another KG6. That would be absolutely insane. Ugh. That one fell apart. Scanning real quick, I do see a 2009. Really nice looking formative years right there. See if we can do a zoom on that bad boy. Yeah, that's a nice looking one. That's the best one we found so far, without a doubt. All right, there's another 2009, so that's something. And once again, I mean, how crazy is this with the patterns, guys? We got 3 professional lives in a row. Now we got 3 formative years in a row. And with the wheat pennies, I mean, it was just broken recently, but for our first 6 wheat pennies, they were getting younger. No, older. Older every single time. And up until number 7, which still stayed in the 40s though. Gotta remember that. That one was a 45. And yeah, so now we are 3 from the end. Only a few more rolls to go through here. But who knows, maybe we're working up to a big finale. Although a lot of times it doesn't work out that way. Usually the last roll just has nothing and it's sort of anticlimactic. But we'll see how it goes. We got a nice toner right there. That's nice to see. I'm not going to hold on to it though. Again, with this like shiny nail polish type stuff that I'm seeing on the coins. And what else is going to be in this roll? There's a 2009. What's this one going to be? It's our 4th formative years in a row. That is bizarre. And it looks like that's going to be it for that roll, guys. We got 2 more to go through. We'll go ahead and just open them live. I mean, why not? So as you guys have probably been seeing me struggle, unless I edited it out, these rolls are super tightly packed and my fingernails are short. So I'm having a heck of a time trying to open up these coin rolls tonight. All right, let's see what else we can get, guys. This is our 2nd from the end. Leave a comment down below if you are enjoying the video, and also let me know what is your favorite type of penny to find. I definitely like finding those KG6s, although of course nothing could beat an Indian head penny, but that's not something that you can bank on finding very often or even at all, depending on how much you coin roll hunt. There's absolutely nothing in that roll. I mean, you guys see, I struggle just to find pre-40s wheat pennies. But man, those KG6s though, those are definitely exciting to find. Especially, I got to imagine if you're in the southern states where you don't get as many Canadians as us northerners do. All right, guys, this is the last roll. It looks decent, so I'm hopeful that we'll find something cool here. And here we go. All right, so let's take a look. Starting on the right side, as always. 67, lots of copper. There's a 64, that's the oldest one I have seen so far in the roll. And I'm just hoping that we can get something cool out here at the end. I'm coming up on some coppers over here, so I'm hoping there's something good in those. I'm definitely seeing some good chances like this one here. Nope, that's a 68. What about that one? Oh, so close. That is a 59. And I think that, unfortunately, is going to be the end of the box, guys. So we'll go ahead and jump right into the wrap-up. I'm super stoked on that KG6 that went into the collection. I'll definitely be showing that off some more. And we'll be tallying up the points and see how many we made on this box. And I spilled. That's the first time I spilled. JK, I spilled a couple other times, but they weren't too hard to pick up. I sure do like the utility of these Quin Coins placemats. They really make it really easy to move your coins off of the table and into your dump box. Once again, quinscoins.com, placemats up there for sale. I also got nickel and silver stacking placemats as well. All right, now let's actually get into the wrap up. All right, guys, welcome to the wrap up on what is turning out to be one of the most strange statistical anomaly episodes that we have ever had, probably ever, honestly. So let's take a look, starting with the coins that we got into the collection. So I will cover up our points for a second. We got our 2022 and 2022 Denvers up here, nice and shiny. And then what is not so shiny was our 1952 Canadian coin, which was going into our 1920 up through 89 collection. That was going in right there at 67 million minted. You can see that's actually quite a bit higher than some of the other coins in that same range, 67 million. I'm surprised we hadn't found that one yet, but I'm definitely glad to have it now. And that doesn't leave a whole lot of King George VI's to find other than those 1930s, which we still haven't touched yet. But yeah, we're definitely chugging along on that, and I'm very happy with our progress there. Now, as far as our placemat goes, we got 7 wheat pennies, and remember this number, 7 wheat pennies from the 40s and 50s. We got ourselves 56D, 56D, 46, 45D, 44, 41, and then back up to 45D again. So 7 wheat pennies, that's 35 points right there. And then 2009s, we also got 7 of those, and 3 of them were coming from that professional life, and then 4 we have from the formative years. So just, and by the way, this is in the order that we found them in each case. So 7 there, 7 there. As far as young heads go, they weren't super interesting. We did get 3 of them, and they were all 1964. King George VI, we got 1 extra, and then you saw the one that went into the collection. And then we also got that counter-stamped Connecticut 1976 American penny. And if you've already done the math in your head, you kind of see where this is going, guys. The total points on the box is 77. How crazy is that? So guys, lots of weird stuff going on today, but I am here for it. I'm especially very much excited about getting that 1952 Canadian into the collection. You can see we don't have much left to go on that. I mean, the only regular dates that we could find here are 50, 48, 44, 41, and then the 30s down there. Would love to find us some KG5s, but it just hasn't been happening for us yet. Guys, before I end the video, once again, if you want to pick up one of these penny roll hunting placemats to aid you in your own penny roll hunting, you can head on over to quincoins.com. I also have nickel and silver stacking placemats up there for you as well, and I got the links down in the description below. But anyways, that's going to pretty much do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go down below and leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, because I post new videos like this every single week, always bring you along with the hunts and having a good time. And as always, I'm Quinn, and this is Quin Coins signing out, and I will see you in the next episode of Coinquest Pennies.